Lesson 76, If Formulas. In this lesson, we'll take a look at some conditional calculations, how to modify the if function using and, or, not, how to do nested if functions, and a cool function called SUMIF. All right, so let's say we have a fictitious VP of sales who created a new bonus program for the month. He says, hey, we're going to pay a 2% bonus for sales if the order is greater than $20,000. All right, so we use the equal if function. We have to have some logical test, and in this case, the logical test is if the revenue in F2 is greater than $20,000. Put a comma, and then what to do if it's true? Well, if it's true, we're going to pay the bonus, so 0.02 times F2. Then a comma, and what to do if it's false? If the sale is under $20,000, there is no bonus. We pay 0. Copy that formula down, double-click the fill handle, and you'll see that only the sales above $20,000 get the bonus. That's the basic use of the if function. Now, I said this was a fictitious VP of sales because we've never had a VP of sales who created a bonus plan that simple. Let's say that there's now two conditions. We pay a 2% bonus if the sales are greater than $20,000, but only if the GP percent is greater than 50%. Well, this is an interesting situation because now our logical test really has two tests, and they're joined by an AND. In this case, we're going to use the AND function. So we can put two logical tests. First test, F2 greater than 20,000. Second test, I2 greater than 0.5. I can put as many logical tests in here as I need to be joined by the AND, but I'm done. So I'll close the parentheses for the AND, and now put a comma. I'm back in my if function. And the value of true, well, 0.02 times F2, otherwise 0. We'll copy this formula down, and we'll see that there's fewer records that have a bonus now. It has to have both over 20,000 and over 50% GP. These sales that are over 20,000 with less than 50% GP did not qualify. That's using the AND function to build a logical test with multiple conditions. Let's go on to the next worksheet. Now the system is, hey, we pay a 2% bonus if the sales are greater than 20,000 and a 1% bonus if the sales are greater than 10,000. Well, we're going to build a nested if now. So equal if F2 is greater than 20,000, we get 0.02 times F2. Otherwise, if that part isn't true, we launch into another if function. If F2 is greater than 10,000, we pay 0.01 times F2, otherwise 0. Now I need to close the parentheses for the first if function, and then close the parentheses for the second if function. You might notice that as I type these parentheses, the other parenthesis lights up momentarily. Momentarily is the key word there. It's not long enough to actually focus and figure out what's going on, just long enough to let you know that your reflexes aren't as fast as Microsoft thinks that they should be. You'll also notice that they try and highlight the parentheses in colors. So the inner parentheses here are green, the outer parentheses are black, but as we go on, they start using colors that are very, very similar, and if you get to the 3 or 4 nested parentheses, it's very difficult to tell what's going on. We'll copy this down, and now you'll see that some of the time we get a 1% bonus and sometimes a 2% bonus. All right, let's go on to the next plan. Now we pay a 2% bonus if the sales are greater than $20,000 or if the rep is Joey. That's the boss's son. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so equal if. In this case, we have one condition or another condition. So instead of using and, we're going to use the or function. If F2 is greater than 20,000, or if J2 is equal to Joey, in quotes, then 0.02 times F2, otherwise 0. In this case, we're joining two different conditions with the or function, saying if either one or the other is true. Copy that down. And you'll see that even the small orders from Joey get paid a bonus. Now, in addition to and or functions, we also have the not function. Sometimes you'll need a not to reverse the true and false. Here I have a situation where we're using an if function to figure out only the positive numbers from a column. So I have forecast and actual and a forecast delta, and I only want to see the positives. I want to see all the records where we beat the forecast. So typically we use the if function. If C2 is greater than 0, then use C2, otherwise use 0. This is very common, but there's a faster way to go, and it's the max function. I ask for the max of my column and 0. Think about it. If the delta is positive, C2 is going to be the larger number, but if the delta is negative, then C2 is going to be the smaller number and we'll get the 0 from the max. This calculates a bit faster than the if function, although I'll point out it is not as obvious to the person reading the spreadsheet what's going on. Alright, last example in this lesson is the SUMIF function. SUMIF is great for adding up a series of numbers based on a certain condition. Equals SUMIF. I say that I want to look through this entire range of data. I'll hit the F4 key to make those references absolute. And I want to see if it's equal to the word Bob. If it is, then I want to add up the corresponding cell in the revenue column. Now it's interesting, I could either choose the entire revenue range like this, or I can choose just the first cell, and Excel will understand what I'm talking about. So Bob had 89,000 in sales, Fred had 48,000, and Joey 30,000. SUMIF is a cool function, and in Lesson 79, we'll take a look at 6 functions that are related to SUMIF, including 4 functions that are brand new to Excel 2007. While the if function, as well as and, or, and SUMIF, are a great way to do conditional calculation. I hope you found that helpful, and thanks for watching.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than Live Lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live Lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.